My last question would be if they're going to increase allowance, or we are considering that.
Okay, so like I said earlier, we were intrigued to see that even with the CSMP, the last registration that went on, we had over 2,000 inconsistent records of people. In fact, to the extent that there were some whose date of birth were even in 2036 or something. You know, I don't know. I seriously don't know if it's intentional, if it's about the same fraud, or maybe genuinely when the universities were uploading there were mistakes. But with this system, it is built in a way that when you key in these inconsistent records, it will block you. So you will not have the access to even continue and get it done. So I think that to a large extent, that is very important. And it's a whole chain. It's a whole chain. And for every click, everything that you do, we have records of everything that you do in the system. And I have said to them that for maybe every 6 months, every 1 year, we will do periodic auditing.
Well, time now for our big stories. It's National Service Authority to begin putting some 10,000 personnel through military training and handling weapons to instill discipline. And I'm quite curious about this discipline. Just on your screen now was Rudela Sedo. She is the boss of the National Service Authority. But I'm joined this morning by Fuseni Donko. He is Deputy Director for Operations at the National Service Authority. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's start maybe from where the boss of the NSA was saying that some people who had registered, the date of birth were quite concerning. And so this is the reason why that cohort would have to reapply.
That is it.
Put some clarity on that.
Yeah, before the system was shut down in June this year, about 12,400 had already registered. So out of that 12,000, during the audit, they found out that about 2,000 of them had inconsistent data. So some of them have dates of birth as low as 2021, which gives them like 4 years. Some are 2030, like various wrong data entries. So, but then the new system that we have now doesn't permit wrong data being fed into the system.
Okay.
So if we even try to onboard all those that registered, the system itself will reject a lot of them.
But when we say it doesn't permit wrong data, how will it detect that this is wrong data? If
now,
I say I was born yesterday.
Yeah, so for this new system, what it does is that if our age range is 18 to 35, or exemption is from 40 years, so you are exempted when you are 40. So between 18 to 36, 37, 38, cutoff is 39.
Okay.
So if you enter any age range below 18 years or above
39, okay,
the system will shut you out.
Okay.
So it means you can't proceed to the next stage. Unlike the previous one, you can just enter and go. That is why we had a lot of 0 years, 1 year, 80 years, 90 years. This one doesn't permit you to do that.
Okay. Well, will they affect any delay in any way?
No. So what happens is that from today, all the over 12,000 who registered previously, they just have to go back, re-register, take their life. And then another challenge is that if we try uploading them, this system will reject it because this system also accepts live feed.
Oh, okay.
It takes your live image as I'm speaking to you now and compares it to your Ghana card.
Okay.
So without your live picture, it doesn't accept you as a qualified applicant.
Okay.
So that is the system now that is in place. So we cannot easily onboard them. But what we can do now is that if they re-register and we capture them, then we refund the previous payment that they did. So that is the only way out now.
Okay. And these are some of the ways you're using to curb corruption.
Yes, so this one, unless maybe you are the chief of staff of the devil himself, you can easily manipulate the system.
Okay.
And whatever you do in this system leaves a trace. So if I go in, my duty now is to approve all the schools' uploads. And then my DG generates the pins. Then it comes back to me, I verify, and then grant the permission to the director of deployment to quickly do the deployment.
On the back of this, I see that she's salivating for yearly what?
Yes, yearly annual audit.
Audit. Okay.
So every year gives Auditor General who come and actually subject our system to forensic audit again.
That was not the case before?
No.
Usually the Auditor General was auditing at what rate?
So normally they do audit for the financials. They don't audit the system.
The system itself?
Yes.
Okay.
But this time around, the system will be audited. And then this new system also, per the instruction of the president, he wanted us to create a system without a cost to the taxpayer. So this system was also created without any cost. Unlike the previous one that cost us over 95 million Ghana cedis. This one, zero cost.
Okay.
Thanks to my brother Yaira Deku and then the gifts people, they helped us to
created this.
NITA. Okay. They actually helped us to actually bring this particular system on board.
Okay. Well, I see what you're wearing this morning. And so if you're an NSS personnel, well, be getting ready. Your boss is wearing the uniform here. And so you say that 10,000 NSS personnel.
Yes.
But you're doing it in tranches. You're breaking them into two.
Yes.
First of all, what is this supposed to cure?
Okay, so the president's vision is to bring us back to the patriotic days, the days where primary schools will be playing anthem and people even going to the farm will stop for the Ghana national anthem to be played before they continued. He wants us to go back to that sense of nationalism and patriotism. And the best institution that can help our youth instill discipline in them is the military. We are not just taking them through military orientation, we are also training them in disaster preparedness and management, capabilities. So we are training as part of their national service. So this is not outside the national service. The national service is mandatory for 12 months. So 6 weeks within the mandatory 12 months, you'll be taken to the military orientation program.
Okay.
It includes physicals, but not up to the military training level. It also includes weapon handling. It includes classroom sessions, everything that military does, just to equip you to make sure you are able to also go through, like you get a competitive edge, so that at least this first 10,000 are the piloting stage. But the military facilities, training facilities can do 5,000 at a go.
Okay.
Initially, we wanted to use some of the campuses, but per the structure and then the models of training, the other school facilities will just become like a deja vu for the personnel. It's like they are leaving school and they are back to school, so they may not have the impact.
The mindset you want to shift where you won't get it.
These 6 weeks, we keep them at the training centers, at the barracks.
Okay.
No unnecessary phone times. You are regulated time for your phone. You are regulated time for sleeping, regulated time for waking up. We just want to take them through this training. When they come, we monitor this 10,000 vis-a-vis the rest and see the impact. Then from next year going, it becomes mandatory.
Okay, and this mandatory will depend on how this 10,000 will go.
Yes.
Whether the discipline you want to see will be done and all.
Yes.
I mean, I asked this question because though you mentioned it's not going to be very rigorous like the usual military training, people who go through tertiary and graduate, not all of them have the appetite for military.
Yes.
Not because they don't want to, because some generally, if you look at the requirements, you even join the military, your height, your health and all of that, they don't meet it. Are there any, whilst it's not very rigorous, are you looking into that as well? Is everybody who is going to serve as an NSS personnel, automatically, do they qualify to at least go through, no matter how rigorous? Should they be part of this?
Yeah, so you will be taken through all the medicals as if you are going for a military training. So all the medicals screening that requires you to enter into a military training is exactly what you are going to be taken through, especially for this pilot stage. We are taking them all through it. So things like height will not come in.
Okay. That's my health.
But it's so the medical screening will take out the health, extreme health conditions.
Okay.
Disabilities, they'll all be taken out.
When they do, that 6 weeks, which is calculated and added to the service months.
Yes.
What then happens to a person who is unwell and is unable to go through the military part of the service?
So that's what I'm saying. If you are ruled out by your health, it means you are exempted.
You're
So
exempt.
you'll be certified as exempted from the military training based on your health condition.
Okay. Okay.
So on your certificate, it will be stated.
Okay.
So it's not just a way of dodging, because if you dodge, in future, if you try to do anything with the military, they will refer you to it that, listen, your health condition says you can't do this kind of work.
More practical.
Yeah.
Whilst you are exempted, would it be that during the 6 weeks when your colleagues are under this training, you will be home, or you will proceed to wherever
No,
you
will
were
be posted.
You'll be posted.
What will happen is that all our service personnel will be posted before you report now to the military training for the training.
Okay.
So if you are posted to Joy News, you will report to Joy News. Then you give a letter that, listen, I've been invited for the military training as part of my national service.
Okay.
So the 6 weeks that you are supposed to do from start of your work at national service, Joy News, that 6 weeks, you do it at the military training. Then when you finish, you come and continue your service.
Okay. Well, I see that you're training the service personnel for discipline and all of that. Why the need for handling weapons?
Yeah, so you remember I told you we're taking them through basic emergency preparedness and response. Yeah, so the military thought it wise that, listen, once they are here, they should know this is how this thing works. This is the effect. If somebody is injured with this is how you treat the person. So it's about knowledge about the weapons that are there. They're not going to expose them to all the military accoutrements, no.
Right.
But some of the basic weapons that they need to know will be shown to them. Some of the demonstrations that they need to see, they will be taken through that.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Tell me, are there any operational challenges the authorities facing in implementing this thing particularly?
Yeah, so I think the only challenge now is the lack of facilities. So we would have wished that at least all the 16 regions of Ghana have military training centers. That way it would have made things easier for us. The medical screening facilities, the military insists they have to do it because they want to also supervise the medical screening as well, because they know what they want.
Okay.
Yeah, so those are the only basic challenges that we are having. But aside that, the military has been very cooperative. The understanding, even some of the things that we don't understand, they're able to explain to us properly. And myself, the Director General, and my colleague, Major Kwegu, who is a military officer.
Oh.
He's now in charge of operation. I'm now in charge of finance and administration.
Okay.
Yes, so Major Kwegu, myself, will be at all the training centers. Yeah, so the 6 weeks, there are 7 training centers.
Okay.
So we'll spend all the 7 with them. So each and every time we'll be with them at the training centers. 7
training centers.
Yes.
10,000 personnel.
Yes.
And then they'll be divided 5,000, 5,000.
Yes, please.
Okay. So whether you're in Narugu and you're posted, the center, the training center, will it be assigned to?
Let's say you're in Narugu. The closest is like, how do we call it? Daboya. But it doesn't mean you strictly go to Daboya because we will shuffle you.
Okay.
Because we don't want to create that atmosphere that you feel you are still at home. So you can be from Nalerugu before you realize you are at Takrady Naval Base.
Okay.
Based on where we will take you to, so that we don't create the familiarity concept for them. So that is what is going to happen. But the medical screening will happen in their regions.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. While you may not have met the personnel very up close, what has been the general reaction so far? Are they excited?
Even the 12,000 that registered before the shut of the system, the previous system, over 2,000 of them actually opted for it.
Okay.
Yeah, so if we are expecting over 120,000 to 130,000 people to register this year, so if 12,000 was doing 2,000, imagine So it means the 10,000 we are likely to go over.
Okay. Currently, how is the payments like? Have you had challenges in the past? We used to report in the news that they...
For now, I don't think we've even owed more than a month. Normally, we try to pay before we enter the next month.
Okay.
So as today is October, the September one, I'm sure has been paid, or I can check. But I'm sure by now the September one has
usually there's no delay.
Yes, so we don't want to like the 2-3. Previously was around 6 months. No, we don't do that. I don't think we've gone beyond 1 month to 2 months before.
That's nice and thoughtful. But I see that you're becoming more thoughtful. I hear that you're trying.
We are even pushing, and the finance minister has assured us because
currently it's how much?
It's 715. And His Excellency is a listening president. So we've gone to cry to him. And
you're hoping to push it to how much?
We are hoping that at least worst case scenario, we should be around 1,000 cities. Worst case scenario.
It suits for you people. Those are watching the service person. It suits for you, Pa. So
and to add to that, all the equipments and all the kits, the states are taking care of it.
Okay.
It's so only their personal stuff that they will bring. And even that one, coming to the military, if the military shows you the things they don't want there, no perfume, no unnecessary things there. So it's just a few things. But then the kits, the boots, even the PE stuffs are all taken care of by feeding by the state, accommodation by the states.
Okay.
Even transportation to and from the place by the states.
From your home to?
No, after your medical screening and you qualified, we assemble you at a point, maybe at the regional office.
Okay.
Then the bus picks you to the training center.
Okay. The feeding, as I'm asking, just to be sure, 3 times a day with snack
yes,
or what?
3 times a day without snack. No, because of the kind of physicals they take them through, the military are very specific on some particular diets.
Okay.
So you are not going to do assorted fried rice there, no.
Okay, so this push that you're pushing, are we likely to see it in the November 2026
yes, once
budget?
It's going to happen this service year.
Okay. That's really good to know. What are some of the new things happening at the authority? Of course, we can talk about the poultry initiative that you have also...
For now, we acquired, the previous administration acquired a 20,000 acre of land for us at voluntary in Central Front Plains. They normally call it the Kumawe Enclave, but because I'm from there, I try to always teach them the right name.
What's the name again?
Voluntary.
Voluntary.
Yes,
okay.
That is the specific town where the farm is located. Previously, they did about 400 acres of maize. We have been able to expand it to 1,500 acres. We are now harvesting that maize. Ejura, we did 300 acres. We've just harvested that one. We've planted another 600 acres, 650 acres at Chenchekura in Ejura again. Donkrum Kwanta, we are just about starting to harvest another 300 acres there. Karaga, we've done another 350 acres maize, 200 acres rice. In Komenda, we've done 200 acres maize. It's also almost getting ready to dry. Damongo, 100 acres of maize. And then Janga in the northeast region, 201 acres of rice, 194 acres of maize. Volta region, 110 acres of maize, 50 at Agotime Eziope, and then 67 at Abutiapota.
Okay.
And then Navrongo, 80 acres of maize. Manwe in Upper East, 35 acres of maize. Kufudia, Kwamoso, we've done another 35 acres of maize. And then Papao, at our Papao farm, we built 100,000 capacity broiler poultry houses. Currently, we are doing 70,000 beds, 20,000 layers, 50,000 broilers. We've just sold the first 10,000. Another 30,000 is ready for sales. We are currently selling. And the good news is all the ladies, market ladies between 18 to 35 years, when you go to our farms for live chicken, they give it to you as 70 cedis.
Okay, and
per bed.
and the original price is how much? If you're not 18 to 35, how much
it's
will you
around
buy?
100
cedis.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
Tell me
you're
how
buying
it
one.
works, this farming, before we get into the poultry. Tell me exactly how it works.
So our farm activity now, together with the MasterCard Foundation under the Happy Project, what we do is that we actually post most of the agric students, especially agric technology, agric engineering, horticulture, and all those guys. We post them there. They don't just do their service. We train them on the job as well.
Okay.
So if you go to Papao right now, most of the students there are trained on the poultry process. Then when they finish their service and they opt to continue, or what we call the voluntary, we set them up. That is under the MasterCard Foundation project. We set them up. We give them a starter of about 200 bears, a battery cage, and a small pen. Then we give them capital to continue.
Okay.
Those who are on the farm, we have a tomato farm there, around about 100 acres in Abutentry as well, and another 200 acres in Yape as well. What we are doing there is that we take them through the greenhouse processing of tomato and then open field cultivation of tomato. If they are also interested, the land is big. So once they agree that they also want to do their own, what the authority does is to buy the inputs for them, allocate a parcel of land to them, then they continue.
Okay. Okay. That's really nice. So the farming, the maize farming preceded the poultry farming.
Yeah,
Or
it
they
went
went
hand
hand
We
in
started
hand.
both just this year.
Okay. And surely this poultry farming is under the Nkoko Nkiti initiative.
Yes, sir, because we were like the lead agency that the Ministry of Agri tried to use to pilot. So most of the feed was provided by the Ministry of Agri through Honorable Eriko Poku.
And since you started this initiative, have you seen young people, growing that appetite and growing that intention?
So as I speak to you now, most of the people managing the farm are service personnel. We just have a few permanent staff. And one of the shining examples is one lady there called Asantua. Now Asantua has her own umbrella on the farm because we allocated one of the pens for her to also demonstrate to see. Because she served us and then she decided to opt for voluntary and then continue. So now she's also doing her own things while still training.
Okay. So you say that if you're between 18 to 35 and you wanted to purchase, for example, if I'm 18.
Yeah, if you are selling fowl at the market,
okay.
normally they go and buy it for like 100 cedis.
Also, if you're a retailer at the marketplace,
we give it to you at 70 cedis.
Okay.
Even if you're a housewife and you want to come and buy and sell, and you are within that age range, you can come and buy.
Okay, and this year as well, is there anything different? The 1,200 who are going to reapply, are you still going to focus on poultry and maize, tomatoes,
it's the same
or they
thing.
are
Now,
the same?
what the system is doing is that the system tries to look at your cost area and then target the companies that are. So if you do journalism, it will first of all tell you, listen, if you want journalism, if you did journalism and you want to do your service, option areas, public and private, media, multimedia is one of the best in the private sector. Can you contact them? Because multimedia has to write to us, they need this number of service personnel before we can post. So it will give you that option. Aside that, NCA is there, Ministry of Information, Ministry of Communication is there. So that is what the system now does for you. It shows you your subject area and then the potential best choice service areas for you that can equip you in your career.
Okay, okay. I mean, finally, for me, this does not take away the traditional way of posting NSS personnel, except it's just if a person is posted 6 weeks of the period, they go for military training. I ask this because most of the companies have planned their lives around NSS posting and all of that.
That is true. So what it does, that is why we actually trying to explain that it's just part of the service. It's just that the 6 weeks that they will go for the training. So let's say multimedia, if you need about 50 people here, ordinarily we won't take all the 50 away for the service. So if, let's say, out of the 50, 30 actually applied for the military training, that means we have to quickly readjust again. So that is why I told you, if the 10,000, we get more than that, we have to get a buffer or somebody will say a reserve list.
Right.
So that when the medicals disqualify some people, we can quickly slot in. So yes, we will look at all those things. We won't take all the service personnel from a particular organization just to render it redundant. No, we won't do that.
Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for
say
having
that
me.
the 10,000 starts when?
This service year.
This service year, right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Kusedi Donko is Deputy Operational Director. You'd find him at the National Service Authority. I'm certain that you have some clarity to this very big story. Today on the show, please stay this more.